Hey, new location for jaywalking. We're changing it up.
Might get too hot in Vegas for jaywalking.
Yeah, that's right.
Right?
You have an Asian hat walking in the street. You don't walk in the street no more. You just walk in the complex.
You know what? I had to stop walking in the street, bro, because too many people are stalking me. What do you think of that?
That's what happened when you're big time.
I don't think I'm that big time, but...
Well, getting stopped. Yeah.
What happens, I guess, right?
That's what happens. People follow you at your house to see where you live. Oh my God. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's not good. It's a good day. It's this weather. The weather kind of cleared up a little bit.
Yeah, it's actually warm.
It was actually raining this morning when I was here.
It doesn't seem warm, but it's warm. It's just kind of cloud.
So I just wanted to get out and after a long day, have a little coffee or something, and kind of chill out, just ease it down, you know. These expos, man, you know, they get busier and busier, it seems like.
Yeah. Or maybe we're getting older and older.
No, it's just like, you know, it seems like they're busier. People are getting more into fitness still, I think, these days.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
What do you think?
A lot of kids, a lot of young people coming to see you. More and more people say, oh, my parents have been following you for years. Yeah, you get that? They're telling you their parents.
Yeah, I don't like when I hear that.
No?
No.
The new generation.
Let me see where it says coffee.
Yeah.
You see any coffee here?
Let me see. Yeah, we found it.
It's about time. Yo,
We did a little
what's
bit-
up?
Yeah, people are calling your name here, Anaheim. You can't even walk on the street here.
Wow.
That's the second one, by the way. I missed the first one.
What happened, man?
Hey, Jay Cutler.
Right? It's all your fault.
They
bro.
have to say your first and last name too.
It's all your fault.
Oh no, I fucked it up. Smells good in here. You gonna have pastry?
I think we did that. Remember the point thing we got?
I don't remember that. You watching Toronto Pro Live?
No, I'm just watching Instagram, actually. Hope Josh does well. Our first call
out. Who's in the first call out?
He's in it. Him, John, that guy from Canada, and someone else.
So, John DeRosa, Jan Valliere, and Josh, and somebody else. Nice.
Looks like they know.
Hope he does well.
John's in the middle. What's this video topic?
I thought you wanted to talk about gym etiquette.
Gym etiquette. With no S. So, I've been training in the gym for many, many years. You know what's crazy is I remember when I went to the gym when I was like 15 years old with this kid that became a bodybuilder. He was a senior in high school. His name was Jeff. And he took me to a gym out in Leominster, Massachusetts, and we went and trained there or whatever. I remember like some guy using the cable crossover, and it was in front of some guy's mirror, and the guy like yelling about, hey, get out of my mirror, you know. He's like a big bodybuilder, what they would call a juice head, you know. And I remember thinking, man, like this is kind of fucked up, you know. And you know, over the years, like I've trained all over the world, right? I train in many, many gyms, but to this day and age, like it's just fucking crazy now because cell phones have taken over, people on social media have taken over, and I think it's become ridiculous because people just sit and they use machines. And I've gone to the gym, I don't know, countless times, Dave, and people, I'll be, how many sets do you have left? And like, I got 5 sets left. And meanwhile, they're just like sitting there, going through their phone in between the sets instead of being like, you know what, I got 5 sets, but you're welcome to work in, right? That's like gym etiquette. Or like even this morning, I'm training at 24 Hour Fitness, and like, I'm looking around, and the gym's very quiet. It's Saturday morning, and I trained early. And there's no reason why there's dumbbells sitting behind a bench and no one's around to use them. They had literally one dumbbell section, and it went up in 10-pound increments. One set of 40s, one set of 50s, and like I'm looking around for the 40s, and I realize that they're at some bench that no one is using. Someone left them there. The weights are scattered, but what really gets me is the people that they just, guys. How many times has this happened where, you turn around after asking someone how many sets they got left, and they mention all 3 or more, okay, let's just say 3. And you go to another machine close by, or you go to a bench close by, and you look over at that person, and they're sitting there on their phone for 5 minutes in between sets. Number one, your set shouldn't be longer than a minute long anyway, if you're training serious. And number two, like, let people work in. Like, if you're training by yourself, I understand if it's like 2 people or 3 people training in one station, you can't let someone else work in. It's going to take too much time because, like I said, it's a 45 to 60 to a minute. A minute max is really what you should be in between each set. But if someone asked her, hey, can I work in? I would suggest to let them work in. And guys, put your weights away. Like, there's no reason, like, you can go watch all my videos. I never left my weights. I would make the joke, like, oh, leave one plate on and say that next guy will appreciate that because I knew someone else was going to use it right away. But I always cleaned up my weights. Go back and look at all the videos, and I think that's what's kind of a surprising thing. People would always comment, oh, Jay puts his weights away. Like, you use something, put it back. I mean, it's just like in your home. Like, you're going to, take something out and you're not going to put it away. I mean, you want to live like a pig pen. And I think it's just respectful in the gyms. And I mean, why should they have to put signs up in the gym? Because it's very common that people just leave stuff laying around. But the thing that really drives me most crazy these days is people have no respect of people that actually want to go to the gym and work out and not look through their social media while they're training. It's almost to a point where they should ban cell phones. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember the times where I would go to the gym and I would say, okay, I'm going to be off my phone for an hour and a half, and leave my phone in the car. Unfortunately, with social media, even I can't do something like that. But I can't stand someone sitting on their bench or sitting on the machine in between sets and just looking through their phones while other people are waiting to use the machines, especially when a gym is busy or it's very less equipped in order to handle such a capacity crowd. It's kind of frustrating for me. So this day and age has definitely changed. That's what's different from the years past. I mean, you remember when we used to go to the gym and there were no phones in there, no pictures. Everyone's just quick to whip up their phone and take videos, and they kind of use that as entertainment, or they're looking at social media. I understand if you're using an app and you're like following a workout on there, that's a different story. But when you're on there and you're texting your girlfriend or texting your buddies like, hey, I'm working out this, let's get up tonight or whatever, like there's a time and a place for that. Like I always say, your workout should be no longer than 30 minutes to 1 hour, right? 30 to 60 minutes. I mean, you're in a busy gym. I'm probably not as in the busy gyms as you are, Dave. Like you're in the mecca bodybuilding, and you see people like supersetting. I mean, we always laugh about Milos because he hogs up the whole gym, right? And he trains like on giant sets. And I mean, I wouldn't, obviously, no gym will handle that kind of.
He has no time for texting, I'll tell you that.
I know. But listen, we're out there filming, we're putting out content, but at the same time, like this gym etiquette thing is just, I try to preach this because I don't think people understand. I mean, slamming the weights and not using the machines properly and changing stuff around and not putting it back to its original place, that's a huge thing, and that's going to get people kicked out of gyms, I think, a lot.
Well, you wouldn't believe how many times sometimes we train at Gold's in a dark corner somewhere and you see a pair of 20s and you're like, and you're not even needing it, but you're like, what? Someone's going to be looking for those. Like, How would you even, you
I
know?
mean, it's just like I mentioned this morning. Like this gym had one set of dumbbells. And it was a great gym. Like it was, you know, there's 24-hour fitness right around the corner. But listen, man, like there's one set of dumbbells. If someone like, I didn't want to do 50s, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I used the 45s instead. But I'm like, okay, where do I go from here? I wanted to go. It was a little heavy for me. I was doing like front raises or something. So, you know, be respectful of the gym and put the weights back and don't slam the weights and damage things, and you know how it is. I mean, people just...
Steve gets pissed, huh? Steve Weinberger, if you slam his weights.
Throw you out in your head.
Oh my God, yeah.
I mean, it's just
You better not do that.
disrespectful if you're just, you know, trying to ruin things, dropping the dumbbells. Listen, there's a right and a wrong way to drop the dumbbells. Guys, I can tell you, I used to slam the dumbbells, but the way you're supposed to slam the dumbbells, okay, you're not supposed to slam them all together, but if you drop them, you don't drop them on the corner like this so they bounce,
right.
Okay? You drop them flat.
But
So they bounce, but at least it's both ends are hitting the floor at the same time. Instead, if you're dropping them,
they'll go flying.
When you come off a press and you drop them like this and they drop on the edges, that's what's going to break the dumbbells or bend them if they're.
Oh, they'll go flying into somebody.
Yes, so
break a mirror.
You're better off. You just come down, and if they're just so heavy, you just drop them flat. And you allow it. Same thing with the plates. You know, don't lean the plates up against the equipment if it doesn't have a weight borne on it. You know, don't damage the paint on equipment. You see so many nice pieces of equipment, and granted the paint's really, really thick on the machines. Don't lean the plates, or don't lean them against the wall, or lean them against a mirror. Like all that kind of stuff. You gotta be smart. Put the weights back to where they belong, and if they don't belong in the place that they are supposed to go because it's packed with 10 pounds or 25s and using a 45. There's weight horns sitting around somewhere. You can put it somewhere. Okay, so just don't lean stuff up against things, and you know the weight stacks. You know, don't disappear with the pin. Don't try to like the pins. That's the worst thing is you go to use a machine and someone took the pin for something else. They're mounting. You know, which I'm kind of like guilty of. You know, I used to use them to do the weight stacks, but I put the pins back. Like I would put a plate on extra for extra weight or whatever. But you got to put the pins back, guys, and be careful with the pins. Don't bend the pins or jam them into the machine.
Yeah.
It just causes more headache, and you know, just be smart about it and not gym etiquette's just out of control. But the cell phones are the worst. That's the worst thing now, and you know, people are just on their phones and not paying attention to people around them. You know, leave the phone calls for out of the gym. And unfortunately for me with business now, I mean, I bring a phone into the gym, and I wish I didn't have to, and I wish I never had to film stuff. In the last couple of days, I've kind of jumped off media a little bit, but just be smart about it, guys, and you know, do your best to use your brains when you go to the gym. Be respectful of the other members.
Yeah. Thanks, buddy.